One of the pressing questions that a lot of, particularly Democrats, are asking is, why do Americans think crime is so bad? This is kind of a subset of why do Americans think the economy is so bad. And what it boils down to, ultimately, is Republican lies and the failure of American mainstream media to correct those lies. For example, the FBI just released their new 2023 data, and also 2024, so the first 6 months of 2024, first 2 quarters. And it shows that this year over last year, excuse me, this would be 2023 over 2022. Murder was down 26.4%, rape was down 25.7%, robbery was down 17.8%, and property crime was down 15.1%. Now, why is that? Because the economy is humming. Because people have jobs. People who have jobs tend not to become criminals. People who don't have jobs, they don't all become criminals, obviously, but they're far more likely to. A small percentage of them, and thus, when the economy sucks, you get crime. I mean, it's just this is classic history. I mean, watch Les Mis, right? Stealing bread. So anyhow, so if crime is down, and we're at like the historic low levels of crime right now in the United States, I realize we still have homelessness problems, and there is some crime associated with homelessness, but in general, crime is down across the United States. So why is it that that polls show that Americans believe that crime is at an all-time high? Well, it turns out, first of all, you've got high-profile politicians who lie to the American people. Donald Trump, for example, just last Saturday, just a couple days ago, in Detroit, he said, "We'll bring back public safety and defend our communities for law-abiding citizens. Crime is most rampant right here in African-American communities. And more people see me and they say, 'Sir,' whenever he tells a 'sir' story, he's just lying through his teeth. 'Sir, we want protection. We want the police to protect us. We don't want to get robbed and mugged and beat up or killed because we want to walk across the street and buy a loaf of bread.' They want it so badly, fake news won't talk about it." He's not the only one. I mean, you've got Republicans right across the board. I saw 2 last weekend on the Sunday political shows, just say, "Wow, crime is so bad right now," and they were not corrected, which is the second problem, which is the media problem. By the way, Trump was speaking in Detroit. Homicides in Detroit right now are a record 57-year low. The last time homicides were this low in Detroit was 1966. Double-digit declines in non-fatal shootings and carjackings, a smaller decline in violent crime. I mean, this is just amazing stuff. So on ABC This Week, Senator Tim Scott came on, and he was, talking with John Carl, who is the host. And he said, "What we need to focus on, John, is the violence that we're seeing across this nation. Under Joe Biden, we've seen the greatest increase in violent crime in my lifetime." Now, that's just a naked lie that Tim Scott is putting out there. He goes on to say, "And so focusing on ways for us to reduce crime means getting 4 more years of Donald Trump, because under Donald Trump, we actually respected law enforcement. Under Joe Biden, we've seen the movement to defund the police, leaving communities like the one I grew up in devastated and ravaged by a wave of violent crime that we've not seen literally in 5 decades. Now, all of that is lies. Donald Trump didn't respect the police. Donald Trump sent a mob to try to kill the police, and they succeeded in killing 3 of them and putting 140 of them in the hospital. And crime is dramatically down from when Donald Trump was president." So Jonathan Karl, in this kind of weak and pathetic way, he says, "Well, actually, Senator, as you probably know, the latest stats on violent crime and on the murder rate, they're actually down this past year." And Scott goes, "Let's take a look at those crime rates. We've seen over 4,000 shootings just in the city of Chicago." And he goes on another rant like this. 4,000 shootings in the city of Chicago? Well, yeah, there were 4,068 shootings in Chicago in 2020, the last year of Trump's administration. In 2023, last year, it was 2,900 shootings. That's a 28% decline. That's still bad, but it's a 28% decline. And so far through June 15th of this year, the shootings are down another 5.6%. But John Carl didn't even point that out. He didn't say, Senator, you're using statistics from Donald Trump's time rather than Joe Biden's. You're lying about Joe Biden's. And this is why Americans believe this stuff, is that the Republican Party, as I believe it was Michael Steele, the former RNC chairman, said, the Republican Party has become addicted to lies. They don't have anything to offer the American people. They have no positive governing agenda. They want to make Donald Trump a dictator, for life, and do away with the civil service and privatize Social Security, or end Social Security, and kill off Medicare. They want to end all the welfare programs. They want to cut taxes for billionaires and big corporations. Again, Trump is promising this to every group he talks to of wealthy donors. They have no interest in average working people, and in particular people of color. They've got nothing to offer. So what do you do when you have nothing to offer but you need people to vote for you? You lie about your opponent. You lie about the situation. The economy right now is better than it's been since the 1960s. But Republicans lie about it on television every single day. And those lies, and particularly on Fox News, and Fox News itself lies about these things. The Murdoch empire is built on lies to a large extent. And those lies then are believed by Americans. You got Sinclair Broadcasting out there, with the most trusted people in America, anchors, telling lies, promoting misinformation or malinformation. So, we've got a serious problem here, a very serious problem here, and I think it's something that we need to be attending to and taking very seriously, actually. This is not, lies are not a good way to conduct a political party. I get it. Republicans don't have anything else, but it's not a good way to conduct a political party.